lived. They lived in a country that was cold and desolate for a good portion of the year. So yeah, they're gonna go to other places that weren't so cold, that weren't so also case it to that. Also, they were farmers. Above any and all else, that's what they were. And they discovered they were quite well at fighting. Now, to something about Vikings that everyone already knows. They had long ships, which actually gave them the ability to travel on rivers. Not just oceans, but on rivers. That right there is what gave them the availability and gave them a leg up above all else, were those gnarly freaking long ships. Now, what we know about the long ships in this game is there will be ship battles. Heck yeah. There will be customization. So I'm kind of hoping, much like in Odyssey, we'll be able to change the color of the flag, the designs, whether we have ravens or wolves or whatever. Now, granted, obviously there's going to be a raven on the boat because that's Viking tradition. If they don't have a raven on a shield or something on that boat somewhere, they're asking to piss off the gods and get sunk. Just saying. But I am really, really ecstatic because I want them to actually bring out not only like what people don't really know or what they wouldn't or want to grasp about the Viking culture of like, oh, they're just heathens, they're godless, they don't believe in this. No, they believed in their gods, they believed in lots of different things. Matter of fact, actually, one thing that I love more about them than I do about anyone else really is they didn't force belief upon anybody. And much like the great United States, they sat there and allowed you to believe what you wanted to believe. If you wanted to freaking frou-frou god, if you want to believe in Jesus or Christ Almighty or, you know, fucking the Greek gods, whatever it was, they didn't care. They gave you your days to pray to your God, whatever day it is you needed. But other than that, you were their slave. Also, case in point, their slaves also were able to rise up in the ranks and become members of the Viking culture, the Viking clan. It just came down to loyalty. But I am honestly hoping that's one thing that actually comes out in it. One thing we do know is you're actually able to build your towns. So, like, every single time you go to a location, I can't say every time, but there will be locations where you can build towns. One thing I hope they do is they will allow us, when we go to a location, we could choose where we start building our little village. It obviously it will probably be a pre-selected kind in pre-selected areas and or a selected area. It's probably gonna be a lot like that because they're not gonna be like, oh hey, you can just go right over here and build a town or build a village in a town. Maybe they'll let us take over a town. You know what I mean? I am just massively curious on what's going to happen. And there's going to be multiple different styles of wars in this. There'll be raids where you can actually legit go on your Viking longship, go out on a raid, go collect whatever materials you need to collect, and guaranteed that's probably going to be one of the very first missions you do. And you'll have you go out, learn the rating system, go, okay, well, we need this, 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 and this. So you go out and find this, 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 and this, and you bring it back to the ship. Such as furs, food, slaves, gold, whatever it may be. Probably all four of those. I think that was four. I wasn't really counting, but I'm pretty sure that was four. But yeah, those are going to be, you know, your goals for a raid. And then you come back and you give it to the clan, the village, and it's distributed evenly. That's how it was. Now, granted, depending on your type of Jarl, depending on, you know, the greed, much like any system, anywhere around the world, it is flawed because it's human. Because it's human, it's flawed. Period. But I am really hopeful that they bring that system out into it. Now, granted, Ivar, the character that you're playing as, no, not Ivar the Boneless, but I do have a feeling that you have a relation to roughly possibly the Lothbrok family, considering you quite literally go from Norway to England. Like, your character that you play as is supposed to be a character who is actually going out and expanding and having your culture go out and, you know, thrive. So that kind of gives me the idea of maybe your name is Ivar, and, you know, you're going through, and maybe at some point in time your name changes, or, you know, you're known as Ivar, but you don't know who your family is. You don't know that that you're the son of Ragnar Lothbrok, King Ragnar. Let's say that's who you are, and you discover that down the line, much like how in Odyssey you find out you were related to King Leonidas. But not only King Leonidas, but, you know, obviously your real father, like your actual father, not your mother's father, but your father, was ancient born and or had ancient blood in him, much like your character and pretty much every other character you've ever played in Assassin's Creed. So, just giving you that one out there, your character is like Ezio, like the Fry brothers, the Fries, like every single character that you play as in any Assassin's Creed is one of those beings, is one of those people, because they are the only special people who are capable of it all. Not to mention, they're the only ones who have a connection due to their blood tie with the Apple of Eden and all that because of the people before. Atlantis, which honestly in Odyssey, if you have not played, is awesome. And since they implemented all of that in this one, and it's tied in, and all the mythology was tied in with, you know, what's going on in the backstory of Assassin's Creed, it's like, oh, yep. So I'm really hopeful that they bring in a lot of, you know, the Norse gods, Hel, Odin, Tyr, Freya, Frigga, Thor, all of them. But not only them, like, I would love to see lots of others. Fafnir. Hope to God one of our missions is to go and find Fafnir's gold. That'd be so awesome. Or there's a few other places I kind of hope that they do, which I'm pretty sure they'll do. But the Battle of Stamford Bridge, if you've not heard of that or see it, well, you can't see it, of course. God, you want to sit there and talk about the 300 Spartans? Ha! No. One Viking on a bridge messed up a whole slew of English. They killed him. I ain't gonna lie. He died, but that dude went out like a champ. He did. Everything. But not only all of that with, you know, bringing all those multiple gods into it and or whatever they may do, I kind of hope, because in the trailer you see one of the many gods that they prayed to, which, like, a lot of people were saying it was Odin, but I don't think it was Odin, because Odin has one eye. He is known to have a spear, and also the statue that was there had one hand. There's one Norse god, or Azure god, who actually only had one hand, and that was Tyr, who got his hand bitten off by Fenrir because Fenrir got betrayed by the gods. And Odin wonders why, you know, Fenrir wants to eat his ass. Just saying. But I honestly think that actually wasn't Odin. I think it might have been Tyr, considering he had a sword and he had one hand. And like, there are other depictions of how you see roughly the same statue. I wasn't really paying attention to the sword, but I was looking kind of at the hands, and one statue had 2 hands, another statue only had 1 hand. So maybe your statues could get damaged, or maybe as you're going through the story or whatever, you can, make customizations, make things better by, doing whatever you need to do. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but I don't think it was exactly Odin. It could have been. But honestly, to what I'm getting at is I hope that's what they do. Hopefully you can choose which one you want as a pedestal icon god in your village. Whether it be Tyr, Odin, Freya, Frigga, whoever it may be. Loki, if that's who you like. Whoever. And at the same time, not only will it be like, just a symbol, but also have certain kind of, additives, buffs that will help you, whether it be, better attack damage or whatever in raids, or just overall, extra people, higher lifespan, like higher life, whatever, something, instead of just, oh, hey, it's sitting there. I'm pretty sure it'll have a reasoning other than, oh, it's sitting there. Now, one thing I don't know because we haven't really seen it, but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get actual raven as a bird ally instead of a hawk or an eagle. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be raven, and this is what I really want them to do. I want them to give us 2 ravens, and the reason why is because of the fact that, Odin is known to have 2 ravens, and if they're going to somewhat stick to, traditional North, it's going to have to be at least 2 ravens, or at least a raven. And if they have 2, I want them to have 2 unique, specific things that they do. And one would be, like, going out and finding specific things, and another one, of course, the style of eagle vision, and or raven vision. Which, if anyone knows what, Ugin and Mugen did, which were Odin was able to see through their eyes, they would travel the world and he'd be able to see through their eyes. Case in point, eagle vision. Haha. But yeah, I hope that's what they do. Now, we do know that they're gonna have a collector's edition and all that, and of course it's gonna have DLC and all this other kind of stuff added on to it. And one of the many items that you get in the much more expensive version of the game is you get a wolf mount. Now, a lot of the people were speculating, oh, it might just be something that will be a part of the game and or something that you'll probably get later on. It probably will. There'll probably be certain skins that you'll be able to find that you can give to certain mounts and everything else. Because, like, just like in Odyssey and in Origins, they gave you 2 styles of mounts. In Origins, you had either a horse or a camel. In Odyssey, you either had a horse or a magical horse. Literally. That was it. So, I'm pretty sure in this one, you'll probably have a giant wolf dog, and or a horse, and or a giant wolf dog, horse, and or maybe a giant bear. I'm kind of hoping to go with wolf and bear, honestly. And also, yeah, that'd be badass. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Look it up. Look it up. The collector's edition or whatever it is, or not even, no, just the ultimate deluxe edition. That's what it was. Ultimate deluxe edition. One of the many things you get is wolf mount. It's a white wolf mount, giant white wolf. And honestly, that what it sounds like a dire wolf, and dire wolves are fucking huge ass wolves, big enough for a grown ass man to ride. Of course, in all honesty, who would be stupid enough to try to attempt that other than an actual Viking? Who knows? Dude, who knows? We as humans have done some stupid shit. So, I mean, I could see a Viking going out and say, hey, let's go see if we can ride this. And or finding some pups and raising them. Much like how that's what we did. But, you know, hopefully down the road we'll be able to unlock, because I honestly hate the whole microtransaction crap. I hate having to spend money to get things in a game that should be unlockable through, you know, doing specific missions. Or, you know, doing specific things or finding specific items, whatever it may be. I think that's how you should unlock, you know, any kind of skin or anything in a game. Not just, oh, hey, let's have them throw money at us so that, you know, we have an excuse. Because in the good old days, you buying the game was good enough, and it was just enough for them to make another one. Now, they have all these ridiculous excuses on why they need microtransactions in games. They're just money hungry. It's more than just, oh, well, it does this for this. It's like, no, they get paid to do what they're doing. That's like if I choose not to go to work. Am I going to get paid? No. Now you're going, well, how do you think they get it? Sponsors. Not only due to us, but sponsors. They make the majority of their money back from us. But anyways, oh, this game is going to be awesome. The amount of stuff, and the fact that you're freely able to go from Norway to England whenever you want. So you can go, because you start in Norway, and eventually you make your way to England. And you end up fighting a whole slew of very unique characters. And you get to go against all 4 of the original kingdoms that are in Britannia. Because it is Britannia back then. It's not Great Britain. It didn't come Great Britain until the Great King united all 4 kingdoms. And that Great King is that same king who actually fought against the Vikings and was the only one in his lifetime to actually fight them off. Once he died, that didn't work too well. But of course, over time, the Vikings did change. Now they're like one of the most peaceful ass motherfuckers in the world. It's ridiculous. But still, I'm hoping that they bring a lot out of the actual culture that a lot of people just either didn't know or just straight speculated on. Because there's a lot to the culture and to the people that a lot of people are like, no, they were just like dumb, they like to sail, and all. No, they were a hell of a lot more than that. But now, we don't know the true release date yet, but they did speculate that it's going to be holiday season, which we have 2 holidays, and it's coming out this year, 2020. And it is going to be the launcher game for the new Xbox One X, or whatever they called it, and the PS5. Now, it is on the PS4, Xbox One, all that stuff. It's on the current systems as well as the newer systems, but obviously, it's going to run better on the newer systems because it's meant for the newer systems. So, any other kind of games that are going to be coming out later this year, or any year previous after that, you better expect to be on those newer systems. Now, nope, I'm not going to get a new system and have that as my first game on my new system because, as old as I am, you have learned that PlayStation and Xbox, their first generation of a new system, sucks dick. So you're not going to buy that unless you're like, oh, I gotta have it. Get a warranty. Just saying. If you're going to buy the new system, get a warranty. Because guaranteed, the CD drive, the ejector, a port, something in it is gonna go bad. And well before the actual time it should do it. Because every single one has done that so far. From the original Xbox, well, I can't remember if PlayStation did it. I didn't pay attention too much back then. But when the Xbox came out, and then PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, all of them, Xbox 360, Xbox One, they all had the same problems. They all roughly did the same thing. They all had some kind of weird thing that happened with the very first generation of them, and then they fixed it, and then bam, new generation. New generation, all good and done. But yeah, so much, and honestly, I didn't finish this one yet. Like, I'm now, like, I finished the storyline of, like, you know, you getting with that one lady. I don't want to give out too much because my buddy here, he hasn't actually finished the story of this one. So, but I liked it. It was good, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me cry a little bit because I'm a dad, and the choice I made was like, fuck. I was like, God. Fuck. But it was good. Very good story. But yeah, I'm just waiting and hoping. And honestly, like, to what a lot of people noticed also with the original trailer that came out and then the other trailers that are out, such as, why does one have, like, the fact that, like, you see her putting the blood on the altar or on the statue of the god, whether it be Odin or Tyr. I don't know, but either way, and then it going from blood to war paint. Well, I think the reason for that is because they're gonna give you, like always, choices. Now, we're gonna get tattoos. There's gonna be runes and all that kind of stuff. So there's gonna be runes that you can put on your weapons, and those are gonna have buffs and additives such as like poison damage or better blocking, whatever. There's gonna be something, much like how in Odyssey there are certain things you were able to do to your weapons and or get or unlock or capture, whatever. Capture, this ain't Pokemon. But you know, it's gonna be a lot like that. And then the tattoos are, I believe, are gonna be roughly the same thing, except they are going to probably be more of also not only like maybe buffs and all that, but maybe abilities that you can learn, and or just the abilities will be an offshoot, and then these will just be like buffs to those specific abilities, whether it be like a power attack, a shield bash, something like it's gonna be quite interesting. And the fact that you can dual wield anything practically, like they didn't say anything, but well, no, I think they did. I'm gonna definitely rewatch that, but like, you can dual wield shields in this shit. Sorry, I'm just excited, but you can dual wield shields. I'm gonna attempt that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have a preset. Hopefully they do that too, like how they did in Odyssey. But I want them to do presets to where, like, one of my presets is just gonna be, I'm gonna just mess around preset, and he's gonna be in like practically like the lightest armor or the lightest looking armor you can get, so probably like furish looking armor, and then just 2 crazy looking shields, and he's going to mess people up, and or just get messed up. I don't know. Either way, it's gonna be happening. Hopefully, like, now granted, obviously you're not gonna dual wield claymores. You're not gonna dual wield, you know, 2-handed axes, but, you know, a long sword, a short axe, maybe even a mid axe with a claymore. You know, like, you're not gonna do 2 claymores. That's gonna, like, that's a lot of weight. Like, yeah, I can see someone possibly getting away with 1 claymore in a hand, or like 1 battle axe in a hand, but at the same time, yeah, they're gonna get winded really fucking easily, because that's a lot of steel, or technically back then iron. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Oh god, just the different, all the things that they're gonna do to this game is gonna be intense, and I honestly can't wait. Because I just sit here and I constantly think about it. And I'm not gonna lie, I've watched the trailer several times already. But I believe the war paint is gonna be like a temporary little like buff, whether it be, you know, Maybe it'll give you and your allies, the people you take with you on the raid, buffs, whether it be speed, attack, you know, defense, things like that, obviously. And it's going to add into, like, all the other kind of things that you already have on your character, whether it be on the armor, whether it be, you know, the tattoos, all that stuff. And I just can't wait to see, like, what they're going to do more of after. Also the story. But also something they also mentioned in the game is you could, like, the weapons you start out with, you can end with. Meaning, like, if you have a weapon that you're like, man, this is a pretty awesome looking weapon, and you want to keep it, well, it progresses with you. Like, your weapons progress with you. Like, I'm pretty sure the way they do it, it'll either be just like how you did with the spear. You collect certain things, and then you make it better. Much like how you pretty much reforge or forge your weapons, and you make them better. You make your armor better and stronger. I think it's going to be that system, same way. Just, you know, with everything. And, I mean, the weapons in this did the same thing. So, it's just going to be something added from Odyssey. And Odyssey was definitely a really good game. That and, you know, Black Flag. The best games ever. Out of all the Assassin's Creeds. All of them. Those were the best 3 ever. But, you know, man, just the possibilities of what they're going to do. And not only the possibilities of what they're going to do, with what we already know, it's like, man, that just broadens the, like, the horizon of everything they can do. And it's like, with the fact that, you know, I did touch up on this, I'm pretty sure, but you can have a male or female character. You can literally choose their hairstyle, the facial hairstyle, the legit actual hairstyle up here. So I'm gonna, and I don't know about hair color, maybe, I'm pretty sure hair color, but, you know, I'm gonna try to get my Ivar as close to looking like me as possible, meaning bald, sexy beard, and just badass. No, well, kind of. Like, instead of like how in Odyssey, how, you know, you have Cassandra and and how did I forget his fucking name? I remember Cassandra's name, but that's because I had to fight that evil. Yep. But yeah, well, in the new one in Valhalla, there was the actual creators and everything, they said, yeah, you can actually customize the hairstyle, the war paint style, your facial hairstyle, depending on your gender. Because, like, they give you war paint, which is, like, stuff you can actually put on your face. It's not just runes, but it's, like, war paint style, like, different patterns and stuff like that. And then they have runes and tattoos that you can put on your character. The runes, obviously, are going on your weapons. The tattoos go on your character. And hopefully, with the tattoos, they allow you to choose color. And they allow you to, and I mean, they're not going to go crazy. They're not going to let you have, like, hot pink and shit. They're going to have, like, a greenish blue. They're going to have black and red. That's it. They're not going to have nothing else. Maybe even, like, light blue. But they ain't going to have, like, nothing crazy. But hopefully they'll allow you to choose this placement of where you want the tattoo. Whether, like, you know, if you want to get the actual compass and you want it over your heart. And or if you want to get, you know, maybe the berserker symbol, which I'm going to get to the berserkers, and I say berserkers because there's more than one. They always think of the bear berserker, but there's more than one. And obviously, well, no, damn it, I'm not wearing it. I was wearing it. It was my work shirt today. But I was wearing my Ulfheimer shirt, which is the wolf berserkers, which are different than the bear berserkers, because the bear berserkers were like big, I'm gonna have a big heavy duty axe and I'm gonna fuck people up. The wolf berserkers were more of, you know what, I'm gonna come in here, we're gonna mess some shit up, except we're gonna have probably something a little bit lighter. We're gonna have like swords and shields, we're gonna have like dual swords, dual axes, we're gonna have something a little bit lighter, we're gonna come in quieter, we're gonna be smart, but we're still gonna scare the living shit out of people, much like the bear berserkers did. And then the boars, they were just, yeah, That's as much as I, yeah. But hopefully they have like the 3 Berserker clans that you can actually choose from to actually be a part of, and or actually be able to join, such as maybe one of the missions you go out and go find these Berserker clans to actually have them join in with, you know, your clan, and they all become allies of yours. Something along those lines. That'd be pretty awesome. Which then gives you like abilities and or buffs that you can learn from like them, which would be also awesome. And then also add into the content and story of the game. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to make this a lot like how Odyssey was, because like every single game has to outdo the last. Like that's how they do it. That's how you sell a game. They're like, oh well, this one does this, like how this one didn't do it, and you know they're gonna either have the same amount of content or more. Because if they don't, it's gonna fail, roughly, depending on how good the story is. If the story is really, really good, much like how Odyssey's story was pretty freaking good, like I liked it. There were some good twists in there. But I am quite hopeful to what it'll actually be. And who knows? Like how I said in the original part of the video, maybe your name isn't actually Ivar. Maybe your real name is Ivar, but then it changes to Ragnar. But yeah. And this has been like a 35-minute long video. Holy shit. That was a lot longer than I thought. I said a quick video. That's not a quick video, because honestly, like, I could talk forever about this game. Like, I was talking to it with some like coworkers of mine. We're like, yeah, this game's gonna be pretty fucking epic. They felt like, I have one buddy of mine who is definitely pretty much just as ecstatic as I am. And there's also a video I need to watch, because I didn't watch that one yet, but that one's even more in-depth on everything that's going to go on, and I can't freaking wait. But I do believe I'm going to call it a video, because I need to get ready to make dinner. Meatloaf! But hopefully you all enjoyed this. Hopefully, like, hopefully everything I talked about, you guys just look up. Look for yourself, check it out. It's gonna be epically awesome. Trust me. Just watch the cinematic trailer for it. Holy God! Oh my God! Yes. But yeah. Hopefully you all have a good one. Later, guys. Honestly, I kind of want to watch